Today the website I will be evaluating is IGN.com. Now IGM is an entertainment and media information business website that has been one that I have used and experienced many issues with while using, to the point that it was too negative and that I'd go to websites of better quality. So this, I believe, is a good choice for a poorly designed website and non-user friendly at the same time, and it will be highlighted across the 5 segments that we are evaluating, which are user interface design, usability, aesthetic design, typography, and overall user experience. I will start with user interface design. Now, user interface design focuses on anticipating what users might need to do and ensuring that the interface has elements that are easy to access, understand, and use to facilitate those actions. Now on the home page, it is packed with unorganized information, and the only separator of the articles is a grey and over highlighted ones like this here and these ones here. This isn't an appealing colour at all, and I would recommend having one colour scheme throughout, such as having a red header, as this will be in line with the company logo. The banner on top is cluttered. I would move the search over to the left here where there's space. I would push the sign in over to the far right if it's applicable to people that are registered to the site, and then space out the rest, as I believe this will give a more professional look to it. Now on the home page here you can see you're greeted with 4 pictures, but the text above doesn't match. I would recommend that the banner and the contents in it correlate with the images underneath, as the users might find it confusing having a similar title to an image down below but not spaced properly above. Here's 2 examples. Fantastic Beasts is here, and then there's 2 Hitmans, one here, here, and here. I'd recommend on the home page here that instead of having all this space constantly on the right hand side, that instead of having a constant stroll of new articles one by one, that it could be condensed down into smaller text and images and aligned across to make full use of the page. As can be seen on the home page, there's multiple typographies just being thrown on top of each other. I would recommend spacing them into selected media fronts. Depending on the article content, you would want clear and serious typeface and more serious updates to allow the user to be able to understand the text clearer. With regards to usability, in this case it's about making the website easy to use and the user to be able to achieve their goals with ease. On this website there's no breadcrumbs, so if we were to select into a different section, as you see the drop down doesn't work properly, so we'll just go to news. We've gone into a new area here and there's no breadcrumb to show us what the transition from the previous area to this area was. This can lead to further confusion because the top banner has changed its contents from the original. As I say, this can leave users confused and unsure of the path that they've taken on the website. So I'm just going to go back now for a second and talk about the search function. So if I click on the search function here, it brings it up the whole top banner. So let's just say Hitman was on there, so we'll type in Hitman. Now, one of the first things I noticed is it doesn't give you any recommendations. Now that's a staple for most search bars, that if you start typing it will populate a recommendation for what you're looking for, but no, it doesn't on this occasion. And see, what it does is it doesn't section out what you've looked for either. It has put together all forms of media and put up the ones that have the traffic that have gone to it. So on the home page I had 2 highlighted Hitman posts that were recently done, but we're getting results from November 2007 because that is one of the highest viewed pages on the website regarding this search, and then underneath it, 2 years, 8 months ago, it's not up-to-date data and it's not section data, so this can be very confusing. So once again, we'll just take a step back to the home page, because the next issue I'm going to talk about is regarding the pop-up videos. So here's a pop-up video. It's currently on mute, and I've unmuted it there. I won't let the video play out because, as you could hear, there's volume over it. Now, it only gives us the option to mute and unmute, compared to the universal when you're in a video, say on YouTube, for example, that you get to toggle the volume within the video. We don't have that option here, so we would have to universally go down to our computer, laptop, mobile device volume and turn it down from there, and not the in video, which is a major inconvenience. Now, on one positive note, I will say that the alt text with the images give a user a good sense of the compatibility between the image and the text displayed, as they work well together and you know exactly what you're getting into if you click into one of these. Now I'm going to bring you to the error page. Now the error page is surprisingly well put together compared to the rest of the site. If you're into pop culture trivia, it greets you with these quotes from movies, and you can enjoyably spend time just pressing another quote, as can be seen here. Oh, that's a great quote. You don't know exactly where you've gone from, so instead of just saying back to IGN, a general one, it should lay out sections of where you were looking to go or where you would like to go to, and not just back to the home page. Regarding the drop down, you only get a drop down on the shows and the browse section. Now see the way the show fills this white void that will be behind it there, but on the browse one it comes down too far. Now they could easily implement condensing that and do the same for drop downs here to give users options of where they can go to. Now, one of the bigger issues is to deal with these sliding banners. So you don't get much time with them, and when you hover over a section you think it would stop, but it just gives you the hand for you to go over it instead of letting you know, click it, stop. I'd have a hover over and that turn into the universally recognized pause button, so while you're on it you don't need to click it and it would just stop instantly for you. The next issue is okay, so we're stopped on this article, so if I go watch, I would think from my use that this would open up and the video would play here, but it links you to the article. I don't see the point in this, because as soon as you press the read, we'll go back to that specific one. If you press the read button, it brings you to the exact same article. Now, for easier user compatibility, I would have the read button for those that want to read specifically through the article, and the watch button to open up the video review that they've done in correlation to the article. I'll talk about typography now for a second. The heading is done in Corrector New, which grasps the reader's eyes, and then the subheading is in Arial, and the main text is in Ars Maquette Web. Now I would have the main text as Arial and the subheading as Arial bold, to more consistency throughout. Now, talking about aesthetic design, I'm going to say that I'd prefer if they had red behind the different sectors to signify the difference between the headers here and then the article details, because they're too similar. The colour and the typeface is too similar, combined with the white background. It's just exasperating to look at after a while. I'd rather if the site designer had used a bold white text font against the red background. So I'll finish off with just saying about the overall user experience is negative. The website is unclear and unorganized from start to finish. The color used and the layout of the website is not appealing and would not warrant a second viewing. Having no breadcrumbs easily, deters like where you've come from and where you want to go. It's not an easy website to navigate around, leading for multiple users to understand how to operate around the website. It's very unclear. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this critique of IG.